Skol Nation, hold on tight. The future of one of our key defenders hangs by a thread, and the Vikings are at a crossroads. What's coming next could change everything for 2024. Want to know the details of this hot drama behind the scenes? Subscribe to the channel now and show your support. Let's hit 1,000 subscribers and make our voices heard even louder. Hit that like button and let's follow this bombshell together. The Minnesota Vikings are in a tricky situation, folks, and it all revolves around the future of one of their top defenders. Now, let me tell you, this player has been shining on the field, ranking among the best at his position in 2023, according to Pro Football Focus. However, the Vikings are facing a tough contractual situation as the 2024 season approaches. We're talking about Cameron Bynum, the safety who has been delivering an impressive performance. There were talks in August about a mutual interest in extending his contract, but with the Vikings recently investing in Harrison Phillips, the question now is whether they are willing to spend a significant amount to keep Bynum on the team. Darren Wolfson from KSTP suggested that the player might be seeking a contract similar to the one Xavier McKinney from the Packers received, 4 years, $67 million. This type of contract would be a substantial investment, especially for a position that, historically, hasn't been a focus for major spending by teams. And with the Vikings projected to have around $66 million in salary cap space for the upcoming offseason, the reality is they will have to make strategic decisions. One complicating factor for Bynum's situation is that the Vikings have other critical needs to consider. The entire starting cornerback group, Byron Murphy Jr., Shaquill Griffin, and Stephon Gilmore, has contracts nearing expiration. Additionally, there's the question of Harrison Smith's future, who may be nearing the end of his career in Minnesota, which also directly impacts the team's salary cap management. Even with Bynum standing out and proving he is a valuable piece, the Vikings can't overlook these other priorities on the field. Bynum himself, however, has maintained a mature stance regarding his contractual situation. He has mentioned that his main focus is on reaching the Super Bowl this season, and his performance on the field reflects that. Despite the uncertainties, he is leaving the negotiations to his agent and the Vikings front office while focusing on continuing to help the team compete at the highest level. So the big question remains: do the Vikings have the financial capability to keep Bynum on the roster long-term, considering salary cap adjustments and other areas that also need reinforcement? The team also needs to consider the future of other safeties, like Josh Metellus, who is also in line for a possible extension. With all these factors at play, the Vikings front office will have to make tough decisions, balancing the talent they already have with the future needs of the roster. After all, is it worth investing heavily in Bynum? That will largely depend on how the Vikings prioritize their other needs and how much they believe Bynum can continue to be an essential piece for the team's future. So, fan, what would you do in the Vikings front office?